What is up, Kripple Krew? EDC with DBD, disabled but deadly. Good morning, Be Shady, member Kripple Krew Inc. Fed Harrison, the man, the myth, the legend. I hope you're doing well today. Hope your neck's all right today, homie. Eagle Scout EDC, what it do? I'm in your state right now, homie. This is a special Texas Tactical Tuesday, as I'm in Vernon currently. That's why we've Daddest Outlaw, what it do, my man? Good to see you, homie. We've got a bit of a different view on the table today because I did leave one of my big light stands with the phone mount in the last hotel from doing the Sunday live stream. And so I only have one of my lights, and I had to grab a little universal mount from Walmart yesterday. So the phone is just clipped to the desk here at the hotel. And that's why we've got a bit of a different angle today. Good afternoon, Donnie Bless. What it do? That man has been working insanely hard in his shop lately, getting ready for Blade in a week and a half. Damn, it's almost here. Josh 304, what it do, homie? What it do? Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Today, the knives that I've got are just the knives that I brought with me for the trip. You know I don't go anywhere without the TRM Neutron 2. And if I'm traveling, of course, Lagatha's with me. And then, I do have the Baby Banter on the neck, of course. That is today's neck knife. That's the strip neck knife, because it's the only neck knife I brought. And then brought the Artisan Clio by our boy Johan Jordan, just because it's such a killer fifth pocket knife. Another knife that I always travel with is the Pickled Steel Freya. Lady Ginger, what up, Nick? How you doing today? The Pickled Steel Freya is one that's always travels. It's lightweight, it's sharp as hell, and it's a knife that I don't worry about beating up. This knife is built to put in work and keep going. Then I also brought the Wixco Drax in Ultim, because Wixco was a little concerned about rocking polished Ultim versus the milled Ultim that a lot of folks use, because they were worried about how it's going to hold up over time. So I've been carrying this in pretty much every pocket. This has been moving around different pockets. It's been carried in pockets with other stuff, and the Ultim is holding up great. So, plus, just found out from Wixco that they're going to be working to help sponsor the 2000 sub giveaway coming up soon. And then the other knives that I brought are the Ferromonster Glideman CP and the OG Glideman, because I planned on shooting a review on this knife at some point during the trip, which I have not done yet, and I wanted the OG to compare it to. I personally have become a massive fan of the CP right here, the micarta version. I prefer this version to the titanium. And, but I've got both with me so that I can do a video on those. And I just found out from Monster this morning that they also want to sponsor the 2K giveaway. And so we're going to be giving away a Monster Glideman when we hit 2K here very soon. By the way, if you didn't see the 1K post on my Instagram, there is a Jimmy Crow modded buck highline. I don't have it with me. I left it at the house. But there's a Jimmy Crow modded buck highline that is available. That is the prize for hitting 1K on Instagram. That drawing will be later today. So there is a post on my Instagram. It is pinned. And if you go to that post, you can enter to win a Jimmy Crow modified buck highline and a swag pack. I'll be doing that drawing later today on Instagram and then posting the winner, and I'll send the knife out when I get home. So if you want a buck highline that was donated by our sis Kelly White and modified by Jimmy Crow with an acid etch on the blade, that knife is going to be given away, and the post is on my Instagram. MPG EDC, what it do, sis? How are you? Hope all is well. We are in Texas at the moment. Thank you, Bladed Ginger, for dropping that link. I am actually going to Clint Crosby, what's going on? I'm going to pop over to the control room so I can pin that real quick. There we go. Now the pinned link is where you can enter to win the Jimmy Crow modified buck highline, the drawing that will happen today. Oh, that sucks. I'm glad he's getting better. It's no fun when the kids are sick. Fed, I hope your neck's doing all right today. Hope everybody had a nice Memorial weekend. We ended up, William Hornbostel, member of Kripple Krew, Inc. What it do, my man? We ended up escaping Mrs. Deadly's family drama for a while and going to a campground with her sister and brother-in-law and her nieces. And we went and camped out there for a couple of days to get away from all the BS. But now we're back in town. Kathleen Smith, member Kripple Krew Week. What's going on, sis? Neil to the Mac, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, homie? How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, we were at a campground where 3 rivers meet, and it was all pretty and green and such. And now we're back to a very brown part of Tejas. We are reminded every time we're down here, though, how much we prefer Texas folk to Washington folk. Man, that sucks. My condolences, Eagle Scout. That's no bueno. I went through that with my father. Illuminati Ninja, member of Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, brethren? Hope you're doing well today. Found out Yeah, Texas people are way better than people in Washington. Absolutely. Found out just the other day that Illuminati actually lives pretty close to where we're looking to move to in the next year, probably. So we probably won't be too far from Blue and Twisted Sis. And I think Lone Star Knife and Supply, I believe his store is less than an hour from where we're planning on moving. So there's even a knife shop from a dude in our community nearby. It's Twisted Nip 76. Yeah, we'll be living by Blue and Twisted Nips. Yeah, definitely. We can do all kinds of Texas Kripple Krew meetups. What it do, Chris Lopez? How are you, homie? I'm really hoping you've got your McNeese back by now, because it was sent off before we left for Texas. Yes, better laws on knives and guns. The thing that was holding me back from Texas was the whole legal herb store situation. But if I'm close enough to New Mexico, I can run to New Mexico to hit the store. If you sent it, then it's probably there at the house, Lady Ginger. The Deadly Daughter told me that there is several packages waiting for me. We've been here. Well, today is day 7 of our Texas trip. Today we're on day 7, and the funeral is tomorrow. And then as soon as that's over, we're going to be driving back to Washington and attempting to do it in 24 hours again, because we've got to get back for the Deadly Daughter's graduation party. So there is a bunch of packages waiting for me, I guess. Yeah, coming down MPG, it's over 1,700 miles, and we did it in right at 24 hours. I appreciate that, Blue. I do. And Mrs. Deadly appreciates it as well. Yes, the biggest problem with Texas is people from California are moving here. Gonna check the mail today. Waiting on the Neutron 2 frame lock too. Ooh! So you might have that and your McNeese home today. Did you say you got the 80s camo Neutron frame lock? Yeah, 15 hours is long enough, and definitely too long. But yeah, if we hadn't had driven straight through, we wouldn't have made it in time. So it's a good thing that we drove without stopping. Mrs. Deadly talked about stopping to sleep for a couple of hours, and I just told her, no, you can sleep in the passenger seat. I'll keep driving. And it's a good thing we didn't take any breaks, because we made it in time. That 80s Neutron frame lock is going to look so sick. I do like it better with just the textured tie on the frame lock side now. Gareth, my brother from a South African mother and member of Kripple Krew Inc. What's going on, homie? We are currently day 7 in Texas. Well, day 7 of the trip, at least. Yeah, that Neutron frame lock is going to be so nice with that 80s camo show side. Yeah, I'm from California originally, MPG, but I hate it. I don't even like to visit California. There's no reason for me to go back there. It's a beautiful state. If you were to push everybody off into the ocean, it would be a beautiful state. But the people there ruin it and just continue to vote to ruin it. And I can't stand California anymore. Waiting till the tie comes back in stock for the frame lock, then snagging it and a nerd. Nice. Nice. Don't forget to save 10% and get free shipping with the discount code. I know Chris Lopez never forgets. He's used that code a lot. Yeah, I don't really have any family left in California that I care to visit, so there's no reason for us to go that way. I was happy to hear from Monster today that they want to give one of these away when we do the 2K stream. I really am enjoying this. What did you do, Blue? Now I gotta know. Because MPG asked, and I hear you're walking with a cane, but I have been out of it for a week. Got the Excalibur on the way, and the compression lock Kunwu has your attention as well. Yeah. The confession lock. Yeah, we lived here once. Oh yeah, I gotta show the Gareth picture. I gotta show the Gareth picture real quick, folks. He's looking to be in the next batch of South Africans that comes over, so he's already got the hat. All he needs is his little U.S. flag to wave, and he fits right in at the airport group. Love it. Jesse, member Kripple Krew Inc., what's going on? Good to see you. Well, have a great rest of your day at work, Neil Mack. Appreciate you popping in as always, my friend. I think it's hilarious that the South African president had to watch video while he was at the White House because he claimed that white folk is safe in South Africa. Yeah, I dig it, Gareth. Stranger back here at work, went to chiropractor. Oh no. That's no bueno, Blue. I didn't even notice it was gotten that high. That's awesome. That's really cool. I didn't notice it had gotten over 1,000 comments. Dude, like I said, I've been on the road every day The 2 days at the camp, or the 2 nights at the camp spot, is the longest we've been still. Yeah, Gareth, I think would fit in well in Texas. Nick Martino, what it do? Yeah, Mrs. Deadly said to tell Gareth there's even a drive-through safari here if you ever get homesick. It's actually called a drive-through African safari in Texas. Yeah, that's no good, Blue. I'm not allowed to go to chiropractors because of all the nerve issues I have. There's too much chance of them to do shit like that to me. Rolf Robertson, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, my man? Good to see you. That sucks, Blue. And shots in the spine are no fun. I've had them in my lower spine and in my neck and my shoulder, and I still get them every few months in both hips. Yeah, Houston is a shithole. Houston's been like that since I lived in Texas in the service back in '99 and 2000. Rick Whitson, member of Kripple Krew Inc. What's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, I was stationed here in '99, 2000. We moved out of here in 2001, and Houston was always my least favorite city in Texas. I used to like Austin just because it was a great party town, but Austin has gotten too liberal for me. You need to live where you can't get in shit for speeding. Well, you just need to roll like we do, homie, and rock a radar detector everywhere you go. Yeah, just don't drive without a radar detector. That thing has saved our ass so many times. And you got to have one on the bike, of course. Can't roll the bike without a radar detector. Let's see you in the chat. What's everybody carrying today? What do you guys got in the pockets? You guys see what I brought to Texas with me. Carrying the pickle steel knives, love the pass around box. Yeah. Yeah, no, the pickled steel pass around right now is pretty dope. Spyderco Mannix 2 lightweight and Navslander 3. Yay. Yeah, the Baby Banter Fixie is such a good neck knife. This has been on my neck the whole trip. Had to order a couple of Gideons. There you go. Which ones did you get? You got the Jade and the Natural Micarta. Hell yes. Dentist has his Mannix 2 with AWT scales and tie ball cage with a ceramic ball and a Kaiser Cryptid. Blue's got the Yo Jumbo, a Dojo'd Fractus, a Dark Mode Downdraft, Wixco Vortex, Hogue K320, Devo Fireball, QSP Hedgehog, Vampire Jack, Aries Crow, Mantis Knife Sabo 2, With his Forrest Hank slot wallet, no light baton, 4 blue pockets, it's always loaded. Always loaded. Ron Dobbins, member Kripple Krew, what's going on? Gonna do a blade and hardware swap? Hell yeah. B Shady got the Conwoo Primo. Jake B creates Hail Mary Fixie. Kavit Spanish Slip. And Forrest Hank with tie dice. Badass pockets. Almost that's on the light side for B Shady though. Concept Tipper. And the Spotted Coast Sliz Buoy. Yay, yay, yay. Rolling light today with the Para 3 light. Where'd it go? There it is. Whoops. Yeah, that's a good thing. Being able to carry at work. Ooh, just picked up the null rating too. Today's carry is your Heathen Chain Edgy Blade with Edgy American Blades Custom. Nice. Tony's carrying his Sage 5 Salt and Magna Cut. Hell yeah. I don't know if you guys saw, but D&K Knives had the Sage 6s in stock. I posted that the other day. Yep, light and tight. Yeah, that's free shipping on all orders of 100 plus Troll Hunting Club border patches. Shirts available at the Bluminati Ninja Shop. Make sure you check out the Ninja Shop. Both show. Carrying the Concept Leviathan, such a fun knife. The Cardington, such a great knife. And a Microtech Bounty Hunter UTX 85. Yeah. For sure, Eagle Scout. Yeah, I've popped into a couple of lives while I've been down here, but only long enough to pop in, say hi, and get out because of everything that we've had going on. Lou, what it do? Lou, how are you? Garrett says he can picture Mrs. Deadly having to come get both of us out of jail and then giving us the talk to how the hell did we get caught. That's about right. Ron Dobbins is carrying a Microtech Annex Integral, a Jack Wolf Penny, titanium, and a Big Idea titanium pry bar with a Big Idea titanium pin and G-Shock watch. Yay, yay. Uh-oh, sump pump went out. That's no bueno. New Monster Finger from 230, new Hank of the Month. Stevie said you skipped thick watchers for the Mac 2 and got a lynch clip for the Mac 2. Ooh, gonna be putting that together. That is awesome. Yeah, plumbing's not my thing, that's for sure. Ooh. This has been my steak knife everywhere we went. That's been my eating blade right here. Just say we went to visit Lou or Reddit in kilometers. Yeah, we'll blame Lou for getting caught. Mrs. Deadly would believe that. Yeah, she knows why he was really gone for months. Yes, I still brought the dice for the live stream. I did not bring the glow duck because he's so tiny I'll lose them. But I brought the dice for the live stream. I brought the dice and I brought a set of patches. I knew I'd be going live. Jesse's got the Matriarch 2, the Savivi and Cindy, and the Cricket Small Personal Everyday Warncliffe. The Cricket Spew was my first foray into, carrying a fixed blade regularly. And I have since given that spew away as a gift, but always have a fixed blade now. Lou's getting too excited. He's about to violate the terms of his release again. We gotta calm down on that. Yeah, the Matriarch 2 is a ripper. A ripper. Of course, we also have multiple cordless hole punchers, but those don't go on screen. Kelly, what's up, sis? I appreciate that. Thank you. So does Mrs. Deadly. Roger that, Eagle Scout. We will talk to you later. What's up, mister? Been playing with the new Kaiser Muskrat. Just came this morning. It's such a good knife. I have a Muskrat at home, and it's a fantastic carry. Lou says low Reich mess bikini briefs are not a violation of his parole. You as well, Nick. I appreciate that, homie. Yeah, I wanted to make sure we were settled and in a hotel today so that I could do my regularly scheduled live. Normally we do Tuesdays as a vertical, but I didn't feel like trying to mess with that and this new phone mount. So we kicking it horizontal style, like it's a Saturday or something. Currently, if you did not hear, the pinned link is to an Instagram post, which is where I will be drawing for the 1K giveaway on Instagram. The winner is going to receive a Buck Highline that was donated by Kelly White and modified by our brother Jimmy Crow. Very sick looking buck that's somebody's gonna win. That drawing will be later today and it'll be shipped after I get back to Washington. But if you haven't entered and you would like to enter to win a Jimmy Crow modified buck knife, the link is currently pinned. You know, I drank soda, I drank Pepsi for 20 years. And I'd get up in the morning and have a Monster, and then the rest of the day was Pepsi. And I drank 6 to 12 Pepsis a day, every day. After my most recent neck surgery and having a paralyzed vocal flap, I can't do carbonation anymore. I can't control burping. It builds up behind that paralyzed flap and it causes a lot of pain. So I had to give up Pepsi. And when I gave up soda, I lost over the next 5 months, I lost almost 60 pounds. It was like 58 pounds giving up soda. And And then the only carbonation I had anymore was I still had an energy drink each morning. But now I've been about 2 weeks without doing that, and I had switched to coffee in the morning. And what it do, McRanger? Remember Kripple Krew Inc.? Good to see you. And I feel better not drinking energy drinks every day. I don't have that crash in the afternoons as badly. And I never put the weight back on after quitting drinking soda. I was definitely I can control burping, but I tell people I can't so that I can burp whenever I want. I like it. Yeah, you lost some pounds too, and much healthier since giving up soda. Yeah, it's crazy how much weight soda puts onto your body, but when you think about it, it's just empty sugary calories. And I was getting a few thousand calories a day just from Pepsi. Now I prefer iced tea with a little bit of lemon and no sugar. I don't like it sweet at all. Yeah, I never was a Coke fan, especially because when I was in the Army, we used Coca-Cola as a cleaning product. Same with beer, making you fat. Coffee and water, that's about me. That's about it for me now. I like iced tea if I'm somewhere and I want to order something other than water, but no sugar in it. Regular soda gave you diabetes. Yeah. And when I was in the service, if our BDUs had a lot of tank grease on them, we'd pour a can of Coke in the washing machine with it to get them clean. And I've also used Coca-Cola to clean stained toilets. So I could never drink Coke because I used it as a cleaning product. So I was a Pepsi guy. But yeah, dropping Pepsi dropped to almost 60 pounds. It's crazy. And it's not like I exercise a lot. I'm, gimped up. I'm not as active as I used to be, but I still lost all that weight getting rid of the soda. Saint Donnie the Blesses. They do that in China as well with Coke. They use it as a cleaning product. Yeah, Pepsi Clear was such a joke. Almost ruined them. Yeah, just empty calories that put the weight on. Yeah, I loved Pepsi. I do. 2 a day on the energy drinks. Yeah, I was a huge Monster guy, big time. And I've really, really cut back on it. Now the only thing with carbonation really left that I drink is beer because it has so little carbonation that it doesn't hurt. I can drink beer just fine. And of course, whiskey. Whiskey has no carbonation, so I have to drink whiskey for my throat. It's health reasons. Health reasons are why I have to drink whiskey, of course. Oh, William, just type the @ symbol and start typing anybody's name, and it should pop up, and you can click the name. 3 to 4 energy drinks after strong coffee. Yeah, I agree. I would drink Coke if they ditched the sugar and went back to the blue. Yeah, whiskey is crucial. Yes, absolutely. Much needed for health. Ron, Mrs. Deadly does like Mrs. Deadly enjoys wine, but I'm just not a big wine guy, and I hate champagne. But I'm just not a big wine guy. I'd rather have a beer or some whiskey. On Instagram, William, you would be attempting to tag other Instagram accounts. Yeah, we know you're a big wine guy with an H. Yeah. William, what you want to do is you want to click the pinned Instagram link and tag folks on there, on the Instagram post. Had a 4-day conference. Where were you at? I have been pretty much out of it for the last week because of this trip to Texas. Gotta pay the cheese tax. Yeah, there are some wines, especially a very dry red, that I don't mind once in a while. But I'd rather have a beer or just give me some whiskey. She prefers white wines normally. She likes a little bit of a sweeter wine. Awesome in Phoenix. But that was nice and toasty. Red wife gives her heartburn. Our red wine. Yeah. Maybe it's just you drinking red wine that gives her heartburn. Nick's building his charcuterie board over here to go with his wine. He's gonna have to have a picnic after this stream. I can do some brandy, like after dinner sipping. I'm big into rye whiskeys or bourbons. The whiskey you have right now is finishing a Cab Sauv. Ooh, that'll be tasty. What's up, Mrs. Deadly? She says on this trip, guess they get the big bottle of whiskey. When your wife drank, she got sick all over you. Fun. Yeah, I'd rather check out what they brew locally and see how it tastes. That sounds like something an MPG would make. Buffalo chicken wing dip. Yeah, that would suck. Is it the hops in it, or? He had to take out a second mortgage to afford his monthly edibles, lettuce, and shroom budget. Pardon me. Well, everybody knows the herb is daily. That's God's medicine. B Shady's getting hungry at work now, and he wants a beer. BNA, what it do, brethren? How are you today? As usual, even on a road trip, the Neutron 2 is a permacarry knife. The cheat code knife, thanks to BNA. Nah, I'm not big into Guinness because I don't like to chew my beer. I do like IPAs, like I like a good hoppy beer, but Guinness is just too dark for me. Yeah, William's allergic to beer too. He breaks out in tickets and jail cells. He gets them silver bracelets. Yeah, all about them silver bracelet fashion show. Making Rasta pasta tonight. Yeah, again, my condolences, Eagle Scout. That sucks. I just don't like the dark. I'm not big into stouts, anybody's stout. I'd rather have an IPA. I like the hop flavor. Might do a live for your dinner rolls. I like it. Yeah, IPA is life. IPA is the way. Killian's Red isn't bad. I like a Modelo Negro. As well as Dosaki. Killian's Red is what I like to drink on St. Patrick's Day because it was the only time my Nana would drink. She would have one Killian's Red on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, not on purpose. Give me that 8.5% IPA. Yeah, see, I'm not big into stouts. Maybe it's the barley flavor. I like hops. I like IPAs. Yeah, they'd rather drink Bud Light or Coors Light, which tastes to me like if somebody drank a regular light beer and then pissed it all out and put it in a bottle. That's awesome. Yeah, that was the only time she drank. On St. Patrick's Day, she would have one Killian's Red. IPA is India Pale Ale. Yeah, I don't like a citrusy IPA. I like a real hoppy IPA for sure. Yeah, no, I can't do red beer. I can't do chiladas. I can't do any of that bullshit in my beer. If I'm drinking a Mexican beer, I'll put some salt in it, maybe a little bit of lime. Other than that, okay, that's funny, Lou. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, fresh squeezed hop juice in a pint of good IPA. Pizza, wings, and breweries. Drew, dude, what's going on? Good to see you. I tell you, one of the best IPAs I've ever had. You switch to ice cream and haven't woken up next to an ugly chick yet. I like it. One of the best IPAs that I have had was the Big Sky IPA. We were riding through Montana, and obviously there's a Big Sky brewery there, and they do an IPA that was just freaking delicious. Delicious. One of the best IPAs I've ever had. There's quite a few breweries semi-local to where we live in Washington that like to do IPAs, but almost always like to do them with a lot of citrus. Devil's Dancer IPA. Ooh, 14%. Damn. That's worth trying. Yeah, most of the local IPAs back home are very, very citrusy. And I don't like citrusy. I'm sure I'm going to find plenty of good breweries when we move to Texas. Can't wait to get away from Washington. I just wish I could bring the weed sores with me. Just spent a month on a base in Germany, fell in love with Hefeweizen. What's up, Jim Cox, member of Kripple Krew, Inc.? Ron Dobbins coming in with the $2 super chat saying, everybody hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you, Ron. We'll give you a fair monster salute. And I did not bring flags, so I will wave a Mad Yako Hank. I appreciate the support, homie. Saved a bunch of money from switching to Bluebell from Heineken. Jim Cox can't talk tag everybody because he's hopping in the shower. Yes, Lou, that is the plan. I'm tired of the commie state. Brown Sugar, what's up, sis? Hope you're doing well today. I just got to make sure we're close enough to New Mexico that I can still buy herb illegally. Well, ish. I know, Ron. I know, and I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, it will be nice to get back down to good barbecue and good steaks. So we were down here last month, right, for the Deadly Daughter college stuff. And while we were down here with the Deadly Daughter, you know, it was in the beef capital of the world. We got some steaks, and of course, they were absolutely delicious. So then we go back home to Washington, and man, food just sucks. Just sucks. Service sucks. Um, there is no service in the service industry anymore in Washington, even though they're all getting paid over $20 an hour. And the food is just crap compared to down here. And it's definitely that the people down here in Texas are so much better. The food is 10 times better and way better priced. It's just, plus gas is half the cost. It was hilarious when gas prices jumped up this past weekend for Memorial Day weekend. We saw some gas stations jump all the way up to $2.99. Memorial Day weekend in Washington, it would have been $4.69. I am absolutely going to get a McNeese Mac 2 at some point. That was one of the dopest knives I have ever checked out. Yeah, gas is already back down to $2.49 here. Now that the weekend's over, it's $2.49 right now, and it's like $3.99 in Washington. But yeah, the Mac 2 is one of the dopest knives I've ever handled, and a knife that as soon as I flicked it open, I felt like I could cut through car doors. Like you flick open a McNeese and you feel like you can take on the world. And I definitely want to add one of those to my collection at some point. It, to me, is absolutely worth the money. Yeah, the Dixons are pretty dope too. All right, have a great day at work, B Shady. Always appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, the McNeese, when I flicked that open, just made me so happy. And what blew my mind was how, I mean, you've got a big chunky blade stock. You've got thick tie scales. The one that I had the thick show side carbon fiber scales, but it was so perfectly balanced, right where you would want it to be. And it just perfectly balanced every time. That McNeese, it made it feel very nimble. Well, see, you only think you're driving fast because you're driving in kilometers per hour, homie. You're probably only doing like 60 miles an hour, and we'd all be passing you, laughing at you, homie. We don't play that kilometer stuff here. Yeah, machine-wise, looks like they're awesome knives. Like, you'd say Demko EDCWITHDBD is still my number one production knife grail, is a Demko EDCWITHDBD. I have two 20.5s and a Shark Cub, but I want it's funny. A year ago, Hypercut has been doing some crazy stuff, Nick. I agree, Lou. Kilometers are for people that man groom with Lady Bic. A year ago, I would have said bearings all day long. But now, in a knife like that, give me washers all day. Give me washers all day. Yeah, the number one overall grail now, like overall all knives, is a Donnie Bless Vapor. And that'll be made with handmade washers. I have the new ZT stuff headed. I signed up for it in the pass around, so I will be reviewing it in the next couple of weeks. I have heard that Slick 'em All is better for washers. I haven't tried Slick 'em All yet, but like, this is on washers, and this is the only perma knife in the rotation. I've also come to discover that I do prefer washers to bearings in a crossbar. Hole or thumb studs depends on the knife. On a crossbar, typically thumb studs, because they're usually done better. But if the hole is a good sized hole for the knife, like if it's placed properly, then I like a thumb hole a little bit better. I prefer a thumb stud for my thumb and a hole for my reverse flick. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm of the exact opinion, opposite opinion, mister. And that is that I'm all about flipper delete the world. I'd be cool with getting rid of all flipper tabs. Flipper delete the world and covered in Ultim. All I need's a flick and hole, or some way to flick, and I'm happy. If you work it right from the start, no need for lube. I just saw that. Yeah, the Vapor is definitely the #1 overall grail. My top Spyderco grail will be at the house when I get home, waiting for me, and that is the CTS XHP Warney PM2. That's going to be waiting at home. I'm very stoked for that. That'll be the most carried Spyderco, I'm sure. A bless just works. Yeah, no screwing with bearings on a bless, that's for sure. Yeah, the video of Donnie turning those big thick washers was very cool. Starting out from chunks. Gary Graham, what's going on? Welcome. Yeah, the knives that he's been working on for Blade are just coming along sick. And don't forget, there will be only one Bless neck knife available during Blade Show. Only one, which means that early bird pass is going to be needed if you're trying to get a Bless neck knife. Yeah, I'm sure you're starting to feel like you're running out of time in that crunch mode. I keep trying to convince War Room that his Ripley can come here before it goes to him, but he's not down with that plan. Need 2 folders before fixed. This one, Garrett with the 6-month membership, says this one goes out to Mrs. Deadly. You are a rock star. Again, I don't have the flags with me, so we will wave the Mad Yako Hank, and we will go pickled steel for a South African salute for the OG status. Garrett, HB, 6 months at his pure OG status right there. Much appreciated, brethren. Till 10, 3 to 4 is that Blade Show West. Need to chamfer and grind blades, finish clips, set lockup detents, make some studs, and all this 7 days to go. Yeah, no rush. No hurry. $10.3 and $10.4. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, TRM is already asking if I'm going to be at West. They were trying to get me to come hang out with them at in Atlanta, but I told them that the Deadly Daughter's graduating. So now they're asking about West, if I'm going to make it to West. You went to the the Custom Knife Show in 2018? Awesome. Maker Syndicate would be dope. Yeah, Nick's in that Buffalo area. Yeah, just going to kick it and say hello to the homies. What it do, KSK member, Kripple Krew Inc.? What is up? Yeah, like I said, we have the funeral tomorrow, and then we have to blast back to Washington because the Deadly Daughter's graduation party is at our house this coming weekend. So it's going to be interesting. You know, I love Idaho's laws, Nick Martino, but I couldn't live in Idaho. It's too cold. I got to get warmer, and Idaho's colder than Washington. And Colorado is too blue now. Montana is another state that I would love to live in law-wise. Their knife laws, their gun laws are great. They have legal weed stores. It's just always cold in Montana, and the amount of motorcycle on critter accidents is too crazy. So Montana wouldn't work for me. Motorcycles meet critters way too often there. I don't mind riding through Idaho and Montana, but yeah, they're not places I could live in, even though I enjoy their laws. Mario P, what's going on? How are you today? Welcome. If anybody hasn't entered the Instagram giveaway to win a Jimmy Crow customized buck highline, The pinned link is a link to my Instagram post. And all you have to do is tag some folks on there. And I will be doing that drawing later today and shipping that knife when I get back home. So if you haven't entered to win the Buck Highline customized by Jimmy Crow, feel free to click the pinned link. Tennessee is one of the ones that I was considering, but that's getting too far from Arizona, where my son is going to be moving, and Mrs. Deadly doesn't want to move further west or east than Texas. Robert Willoughby, what's going on? How are you? Arizona's too hot for me. Yeah, my son's moving to Arizona, but that's a no-go for me. Even though they do have legal herb, it's still a no-go. Plus, I want to get to where there's real Southern people. Arizona people are, I don't know, it's closer to California folk than it is Southern folk. And especially after being down in the South. Yeah, it is. Faux show, Mario. Especially being back down in the South a couple of times lately. I want to move to the South. The people down in the South are just so much better. Yeah, we're in Vernon today, Mario, and through tomorrow before we take off back to Washington for now. Austin metro area, roger that. That's where I used to party all the time when I was in the service. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Austin when I was in the service. Nevada again. I'm not getting far enough away from California. My son has lived in Georgia, right by Augusta, for the last few years, and we visited down there a couple of times. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the thing is, MPG, it's cheaper to buy a house down here with a pool than it is to buy one without in Washington. Yeah, I was Fort Hood in the late 90s, early 2000s, Mario. I have not ever been to Boston, and I couldn't ever see myself moving to Massachusetts. But I do think it'd be a gorgeous area to visit at some point. Yeah, that's too, for me, way too many friggin' people, but I would like to check it out at some point. After growing up in California and thinking that's where I'd always live, now I just hate big cities. I like small town living. We should all move to South Africa and have pet lions and elephants. The only place where blackface will save you. Been in Texas since. Yeah, Florida my deadly daughter and I went to Florida a few years ago for a wrestling event, and I love Florida. And I had a blast there. I could live in Florida, but with our son, if our son was staying in Georgia and our daughter going to school in Texas, that'd be one thing. But with our son and taking our grandbaby and moving to Arizona, Florida is just too far. That's just too far. Yeah, the best thing about Florida, when my daughter and I were there, we rented a convertible Mustang, and it was June when we were there. And, you know, we'd wake up first thing in the morning, go out to the beach, and then do whatever we had planned to do for the day, go back to the beach, do whatever we did at night, maybe even take a quick afternoon nap. And then at midnight, we'd be hauling ass back out to the beach with the top down, doing 100 on the highway. I loved Florida. He'll find us a nice cuddly lion. Fook Doozle, what it do, my man? Good to see you, Fook. Member of Kripple Krew, Inc. We've got a little bit of a different looking stream today because I left my light mount and phone stand in the last hotel. So I'm rocking a Walmart special clip to the desk today. Yeah, I'm not a fan of SeaTac at all. We are on the opposite side of Washington, but I have had to ride to SeaTac area so many times on the bike, and I just can't take it over there. Plus, it's too wet. Way too wet. I can't do the SeaTac wet. Complete opposite city kid. Yeah, I always thought I would be. Always thought I would be. Until I got a taste of that small town living. Now I like it chill. Yeah, we've been looking at places around the Lubbock area. And, man, just got the olive green Ozark Grails back. You actually ordered one, huh? The price of housing in the Lubbock area compared to back home in Washington is insane. We can get a house. We were looking at a 2,200 square foot house with a mother-in-law suite and 10 acres for less than what the price of our house right now in Washington would be, with 1,600 square feet and no property. And it's about half of what that house would be in well, the actual house, if we were looking at the same size property and house in Washington, it would be at least $1 million. Paul Mills, member of Kripple Krew, Inc. What it do? Good to see you, homie. What are you carrying today, Paul? Live next to Gibson Ranch. That had country in the park each year. and then a metal concert. Nice. The fixed blade. This is an Aries EDC spike. This is one of his customs. Her name is Lagatha. The spike is his take on a seax. And he will be dropping 6 of these next month. He's been working on 6 spikes with different scale materials and different steels that are going to be dropping in June. So keep an eye on Aries Etsy store. If you like the switch, I saw switch on Nick's thing. If you like the spike, then these will be available in June. It is the knifiest knife that ever could knife. I carry it with me all the time. Comes with one of his Kydex sheaths and a pull the dot loop. I carry this on the belt so that the handle is always right in front of my belt buckle, and it's always easy and ready to go. This knife goes everywhere with me. It does. You can strike off of the spine if you want to. This one is in AEBL and burlap micarta with brass pins. He makes them in different stainless and high carbon steels. Yes. He made a bead very similar to your bead, Gareth, for Lagatha, with the glow-in-the-dark carbon fiber and the glow spacer. It glows very, very brightly. But yeah, he made one that's very similar to your bead for Lagatha. Yeah, I also have with me because I was planning on doing a review of this sometime this trip, but I haven't yet. The binge looks pretty cool, but I won't be grabbing one. This is Aries EDC's first production knife, the Aries or the Kubi Bloom, and it comes in Ultim or blue denim micarta or black micarta. And this is his first design licensed by Kubi, and another fantastic belt carry. There is there's nothing on his Etsy store at the moment, but if somebody wouldn't mind dropping Aries Etsy link, please. And what Aries does is he alternates each month. So one month is like May. The May builds were all books, were designs that people had got on his books for. He opens his books every other month. And then the following month is a drop, where this month in June, it'll be 6 spikes. But if you miss out on a spike and you want a spike, you can always get on his books. And his YouTube. Okay, you found it? Awesome. His YouTube has a playlist that talks specifically about how to get on his books and order. Carrying a Spyderco Delica 4 and a Military 2 today. Awesome. And thank you folks for dropping the links to Aries Etsy shop. Yeah, Aries has been making awesome knives for a few years now. And this was an absolute grail of mine. And it did not disappoint. This is my main fixie almost every single day. It did get a slight break while I was carrying the Aries EDC and Kubi Bloom. But right now it's back to Lagatha on the belt. I really liked the downdraft B Shady. I just wasn't, it's not a good time for those kind of drops for me right now. Have the TCal Agent 001 and a ProTech Malibu with the Blade HQ exclusive S45VN. Nice, Gary. It's funny, we've all spent more time with Garrett's Aries knife than Garrett has. I don't know who has it now, but I got to check it out first, and it is an awesome knife that Garrett's will get eventually. It'll head to South Africa at some point. TCal finally got the AEBL back in stock. Nice. Yeah, who even uses knives in South Africa? That's good to know, Nick. Yeah, TCal definitely is on my list of fixies I want to get. I want to get a TCal. Anybody getting the Melissa the Melissa backdoor TCal? I've been seeing her post videos of that TCal now that we're leading up to Blade Show. The Melissa knife is pretty cool. I think they did I think they did a pretty good job on that knife. That came out awesome. A version 2 Felon. Yay. I'd like to get a Piranha. The version 2 Felons are going to be pretty cool too. The Agent 007, that's another one I really like. They're called Equas, Gareth. Come on now, Equas. I really want a Rutherford Forge Equa. Those were dope. Yeah, I think down here in Texas, you could probably get away with walking around with an Equa. Yeah, we'll definitely have Rutherford back on at some point. That was a fun stream. We'll get them back on when they're making some more. I know that several of our South African homies that we have interviewed make tomahawks. Ron Dobbins, Blixen Blades does tomahawks, and you could probably get a brand new, like a full custom Blixen tomahawk for around the $100 mark. Also, Rutherford Forge, Hilton and Nicola make tomahawks, and again, you could probably get a full custom tomahawk for around the $100 mark. Jake B Creates makes some awesome knives. I want to check out a Chickadee. Um, one sec. What time is our grad party? Yes, Gareth, we can set up Francois for Saturday. I know it's the last Saturday before Blade Show, so it's the time to get him on. Before he heads to America. And the Deadly Daughter graduation party starts a couple hours after I would typically end the live. So yes, we can set up Francois for Saturday. We've been holding off Francois, saving him for right before Blade Show because he is going to be at Blade Show showing off his wares. So we're trying to build some interest for him leading into a Blade Show. You gonna order something from Rutherford? Lou, when you place your order, just let Gareth know that you're ordering from Rutherford, and he can talk to them about having it fit into one of the boxes already coming to America. Because then you're looking at shipping from Kelly's house to your place. All right. Have a good one, KSK. Appreciate you popping in. Yes. The Devo Saloon. I gotta look that one up real quick. I don't remember which one the saloon is. I know I've seen it. Let me see if I can find a picture of it real quick. Here's Lefty's. I'm pulling it up real quick so I can see what they look like. Oh, that's right. That's right. I think the saloon is a cool looking knife, but it's not really for me. I like their warning sheep put style stuff better. Though I do love the blade on my growler. I even like the Binge better than the Saloon. There has been a lot of models coming very quickly. The Binge is one that I could see as like a fifth pocket gents carry, but I would have rather had a mini growler just because I like my growler. And nice, got a pickle seal Capilavaro today. The Devo that I want the most is the Tall Boy. That's the one. The new Premium Pony Stout looks amazing, but I can't pay $375 for a Premium Pony Stout. Like, I already have one, an S90V, that was less than $200 when it sold. So, the Premium Pony Stout is the new version of the Premium Pony Stout. Just seems it's overpriced to me. The prices fluctuate every day, Lou, because of the South African Rand exchange rate. So pickle steel prices vary daily by a few dollars. The Fireball was pretty cool. I haven't checked one out. It's a cool looking knife though. Ed, what's going on? Good to see you. And out of the Tempest knives, the downdraft lately was my favorite of the Tempest drops. Though the SR-71 does look pretty cool. Beardo, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, Loot's always got something cooking. Anybody check out the Ballistic, his Valley? I do still have a Capilovaro. It's at the house. The only pickled steel I brought with me on the trip was the Freya here. The only thing about the Capilovaro is I wish it didn't have the point in the middle of the grip. Roger, Shady. Yeah, Loot always has some cool stuff coming. I really want a Clydesdale fixie. The Clydesdale is still my favorite Loot knife. And yeah, the Clydesdale is my favorite of his designs. It was the first Grail knife that I ever got, and I really like the idea of a Clydesdale fixie, and definitely think he should do a second run of the Clydesdales, because I think people would buy the hell out of them. Ron Dobbins, appreciate you hanging out today. Have a killer day. Oh, nice. You got the Spyderco, or I mean, I saw Spyderco below. You got the red Freya. Hell yes. Yeah, the Gideon looks great. Brokaz did a good job on that. We're getting a lightweight Shaman. Really? I did not see the newest Spyderco reveal yet. This must be reveal 18, I think. A lightweight Shaman. That's just why. Yes, they are. The Gideon, they really are pretty affordable. Yeah, the knife world definitely is constantly adding at a crazy pace. Crazy pace. It is the best time to be into knives. Definitely the hardest time to try to keep up with them. A 15V little native. Oof. Ooh. That's an awesome idea. I wish they would do the little native Warney in some more steels. Still only an S30V to get a Warney. I like my, I definitely love my little native, but I prefer a sheepfoot or Warney blade on something this small. And man, any of the upgraded steels on a little native Warney would be dope. Yeah, I don't have any 15V yet. All right. Good talking to you, Mario. I appreciate you hanging out, homie. Have a great day. A Spy 27 Micro Jimbo. Right now, you can get the 15V Micro Jimbos. And D&K Knives has the 15V Micro Jimbos in stock. Yeah, Magnamax, Lil Native, that would be killer. Artisan has stepped their premium stuff up for sure. I love this little Clio, and the Artisan Wizard is the nicest knife from them I have ever felt. The Artisan Wizard almost felt like it was made by a different company. It was so nice. Yeah, I love the Clio here. The Artisan Clio by our homie Johan Jordan. Same guy that did the Warhog. And you can get it either in this titanium and S90V setup for $150 or copper scales and S90V for $140. Yeah, more of the Rex 121. Yeah, the Artisan Clio by Johan Jordan. It is definitely a little big knife with the choke up spot. This is actually, I have put this up next to my little native. The grip area with the choil is the exact same length as the little native, and you have the same blade length pretty much as a little native. So this is almost the same size as a little native, just titanium and S90V for $150. Yeah, Magnamax Mule Fixie would be awesome. This has become my top 5th pocket knife. The Artisan Clio, named after Johan's wife, Clio. And I like it that, I get to support a guy that's a friend of the channel, and he's been on the live stream several times. You are going to see this year and next over 24 knives drop with that maker's mark on it. He has so many contracts coming up with companies that he's already dropped knives and with some new companies. Yeah, the milling on it, it reminds me of like the what Original Goat calls their gun stock milling. That's what it reminds me of. Pardon me, is the Original Goat gun stock milling. Does have a reversible milled clip and S90V. Insane action. It's got fatty thumb studs on it so that it works great for the reverse flick or the thumb. I mean, this is pretty easy. Whoops. Pretty easy for the 5-finger flick challenge. Thumb starts bleeding all over when you do it. Yeah, Garrett split open both of his thumbs, but one of them he split open real proper, right through the middle on the front and back of his thumb, all the way down on his flick and thumb. By the time his thumb heals, he's going to be reverse flicking blades off of knives. His middle finger flick going to be so strong. But yeah, if you like a little big knife, the Artisan Clio is fantastic. And I carry this more frequently than my little native. What was the question? Oh, the relic. The relic. Yes, you're talking about Johan Jordan. And I believe the relic drops June 1st. Let me see if I can pull up Kaiser Relic yet. Okay, it's not on Kaiser's site yet. Let me see what I have for shots of it. Let me see if I still have shots of the relic, because he showed that on the show, so I'd be... No, I can't show that. I can't show that. I can't show that. Or that. Or that. There it is. I found the relic. Or the retro. The retro is what it's called. My bad. And it's going to be a June. It's part of their June launch. It's the Kaiser Retro, and I'll show it here. Let me share the screen. Here is the Kaiser Retro. Contoured micarta, thumb studs and a fuller for flicking, liner lock. It's really gonna fill the hand really comfortably. And this is part of their June drop. The Kaiser Relic. He's not sure if they're doing 154 cm or Nitro V. Yeah, Mrs. Deadly had to step out and take a phone call. Yeah, that Kaiser Retro looks very good. Now I'm going to see if, now that I'm searching for the right name, if they're showing it on their website yet, so we can find out for sure about the steel. He was hoping 154 cm, but of course, it could go Nitro V. I want to look at what's new. Or new, coming soon. Here we go. Shop, coming soon. Buddy. No, I don't want to spin to win a surprise. So many more buddies dropping. They don't show it on their coming soon yet. Even though you would think their June arrivals would be showing here. More bulldogs. I'm just double checking, because I was hoping there would be some info on it on their website. But no, it is not listed on the Kaiser website yet. Yeah, I would rather have the 154. All right, have a good one, MPG. Have a great day. Yeah, if the Retro comes in 154, that would be better for edge retention than Nitro V. But I would be cool with either of them. I would take either. That looks like it's going to be such a comfortable knife. And while I was scrolling through, there was so many more designs that I wish I could show right now that he has lined up that are going to be sick. We've got EDC Fixies coming. Guessing under 70 for the Retro is the guess. But don't have it confirmed yet. What else do they show dropping this month? They're dropping new drop bears, the Drop Bear 2. They've got some new buddies. Here's what their June drop is. These are the new knives for June. And these are all drop bears. Right here. These are all drop bears. And then we've got some Pixies. There's going to be the natural micarta and black versions of the retro. And then these Pixies and a couple more Buddy variants. So it looks like we're getting a lot of drop bears next month. But there's that retro. 1st June local time. That's all it says. Yeah, but it looks like we got a new Drop Bear 2 coming out. And of course, I didn't share that screen. I'll end up getting a parakeet. I like this for my like more dressy carry. But I want a parakeet for kind of a working 5th pocket. The red-handled fixie from them? Let's take a look. I mean, Evil Homie BDB will share the screen one more again. Red-handled fixie. I see orange, maybe brownish, and then orange. These are just some like wicked survival knives, and I can't get it to see what they're gonna. When it blows up, I can't read it. So I have no clue what those are going to be called. Yeah, in the middle. I don't know what those are called, homie. I can't get it. It just blows up, or it blurs out when I try to blow it up. Later, folk. Have a good one, homie. Yeah, I love this artisan, Nick. This is my top 5th pocket carry. It is so comfortable to use. Every grip. The action is phenomenal. I have spine whacked it already, and 0 issues. It just feels great. I love this little knife, and it carries awesome with my TRN. Yeah. You could anno it anything you wanted to. I've even thought about sending this one to Darkwater, because with this, the way this texture is sunk in here, I think he could do something really sick with it. Later, Gareth. Have a good one, homie. Yeah, and I haven't checked the copper one yet, but the copper looks fantastic as well, and you could shipwreck that one. But Johan had the copper one, and he said it was definitely heavier than he expected. Obviously, it's going to be heavier than the titanium, but this one is very light. Nice, lightweight, very balanced. I like it a lot. This was his second design after the Warhog, and this is one that came in via the pass around, and I had to reach out to Lefty and be like, yeah, you can't have this one back. So what'd it take? Because you can't have it back. Yeah, it's such a fidgety beast. And then the S90V is sharp as hell. It does. It's a very similar design to the Parakeet. One's meant to be premium and one's meant to be budget. I like the button compression lock on the Parakeet, the budget folder, and I do intend to get one. But after like handling and carrying both knives, I like the Clio a little bit better. I do still plan to get a Parakeet, either the Ultim or the clear version, so that you can see that button compression lock in action. But I like the Clio a lot. And the titanium just feels good on this little knife. The Parakeet, yes. The Parakeet, they have a clear version with the sheep's foot, and then they have an Ultim version with the drop point. And on both of those, you can see the compression lock at work through the scales. Yeah, that's what I like the best about the clear and the Ultim ones of those, is being able to see that compression lock in action. I had the micarta version, which was nice. It was a very nice knife, especially for a budget knife. But man, that Aries is a great knife. I sent the one back that I reviewed before that got shipped out before we left for Texas. But that's a knife I would really like to add. The Aries, I loved the lockup on it. The action was great. The size is awesome. If you didn't see, I uploaded a review on the Aries the other day while we were on the road. So my review of the Aries is up. Yeah, and then maybe later today, I'm going to try to record a review on, probably not actually, without my setup. I don't know if I want to record a full review. I might have to wait till I get back to Washington to do my review on the Glideman CP and the Kubi Bloom. Yeah, when Orion first dropped the Cetus, I was like, yeah, that's kind of a cool looking knife, whatever. But then they dropped the Aries, and I was like, that's the one I like. I hear you, Mick. I've only uploaded 2 reviews over the last week, and it's because I recorded them the night before we had to leave. And that way I had something to upload while we were gone. But yeah, it'll be like previous trips where you get back and you got to try to get all the members back again because nothing's going up. But so it goes. Be headed back tomorrow afternoon. Just a reminder, there is an Instagram post in the pinned comment. You can go to that post and enter to win a Jimmy Crow customized Buck Highline donated by Kelly White. I'll be running that giveaway, the drawing later today to ship when I get home. I appreciate that, Mick. Yeah, I'll be back in Texas and back in California. I can't even talk now. Don't even remember where I'm going now. I'll be back in Washington Thursday night or Friday. And then I might get something recorded before the live stream Saturday with Francois. And then the Deadly Daughter graduation party. I need to get some stuff recorded, that's for sure. But I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this down for today. I appreciate everybody hanging out and everybody's well wishes. Mrs. Deadly really appreciates it as well. But now to figure out what we're doing from here. Don't forget, this Saturday, Francois from South Africa will be the guest for South Africa Saturdays before he goes to Blade Show Atlanta. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it, Lou. He knows better than to be any kind of drama. Much love to my EDC familia. I definitely appreciate everybody hanging out. I'll have Francois this Saturday. Make sure you're watching Donnie B's YouTube and Instagram, because he is putting in work to get knives ready for Blade Show. And so make sure you're checking out Donnie B stuff. I hope everybody has a killer day. Stay safe, stay frosty, and most importantly, stay deadly.